Cyberpunk 2077 could be getting a next-gen update today. Platinum Games is open for acquisition. Capcom is hinting at a big announcement, and CrossFireX developers are apologizing for the game's release. Welcome back to another video, guys. If you enjoy daily content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Cyberpunk 2077, one of the most infamous releases in video game history because of the fact that it was coming from a studio that was extremely hyped up from the Witcher series, which is our amazing games. So people were expecting huge things from their next project, Cyberpunk 2077. The delay came in, all that type of stuff. And then when the game finally released, it was almost unplayable on certain platforms. Now, when it did come out, playing it on PC, it was playable. Playing it on the Xbox Series X and S was also playable, but we didn't have a next generation version or update of this game. So people have been waiting now for a long time for this next generation version, and there are some leaks that have come out where we're seeing the actual Series X and S optimized tag on the logo, the tile for Cyberpunk 2077, which is hinting at that they are ready to release this next generation update. And on top of that, CD Projekt Red has put out on Twitter that they will be having a stream today at 4 p.m. CET, which I believe is like 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just in a couple of hours from now. And it sounds like they are going to be announcing that a next generation version of Cyberpunk 2077 is ready to release. So if this happens, I think this is finally a great thing to happen if you're somebody who has been waiting to play this game. I know I haven't played it yet, and I said I wasn't even going to come close to touching it after we've seen the bugs and all that type of stuff that was coming out with this game until they updated and released a next generation version of it. So I hope that is the announcement that they have, and maybe there will be some more stuff, maybe some extra goodies to kind of make up for the wait, because it's really unfortunate what happened with Cyberpunk, with all the hype, all the lead up, and then the huge letdown when the game released. And it was a big teaching point, I think, for the entire industry, that you can't do this. You can't lie to fans and put out games that just aren't ready. You just need to keep delaying it until the game is going to be great and playable, because the PR from just continuously delaying the game, I think, will be much less worse than doing what Cyberpunk 2077 did. So Platinum Games has been in the news a couple of times now over the last couple of weeks, and they are in the news again, and it looks like they would be open to acquisition offers. Now, we know last week we had Platinum come out and asking Microsoft to, hey, work with them again, maybe get Scalebound up and working again, and that is something that a lot of people would love to see, but we also saw a lot of people were against it. And my opinion on that thing was, I mean, yes, Platinum Game did Microsoft pretty bad from what we understood, how they kind of admitted the fault to why Scalebound just didn't come to fruition. They overpromised and just couldn't deliver on their creative vision, and that is the main reason why this game didn't make it to the Xbox One. And it was, I think, one of the big reasons why the Xbox One just didn't do nearly as well, because when they showed off Scalebound and they announced it as an Xbox One exclusive, when console exclusives were still such huge back in the Xbox One generation, it was a game I think a lot of people would have picked up that console for. So people are upset about that. But for me personally, I'm just the gamer. I'm not making any money off of Microsoft. I have no stake in the company at all. And I would love to see Scalebound come out. I mean, I would love to see this game eventually get made and just be able to play it. And maybe now with these next generation consoles, or the Series X and the Series S, it could be something even greater than it originally was. But Inaba, the CEO of Platinum Games, talked about acquisition, and this is what he had to say. The most important thing for us is to have the freedom to make the games that we want to make. What I hear about the recent acquisitions, I don't think Microsoft is going to start micromanaging Activision to where they take away all their freedom. I don't think it's going to be a relationship like that. I think there's going to be a lot of mutual respect there, and I think Activision will be able to continue doing that, what they do best. That's also what's most important to us at the end of the day, whatever form that takes for us and our company. So I would not turn anything down as long as our creative freedom was still respected. So that is a very interesting quote there from Inaba, and I think there's a couple of reasons why now they would be open to acquisition. And I think the main one is they can see that these developers are at the high end right now for selling. Like, they are making more money off of their sale than I mean, we've ever seen. And a lot of companies like Microsoft and Sony would probably be willing to overpay a bit to get a developer such as Platinum Games. The Platinum Games is a Japanese developer, and I think even with the past history that Microsoft has with Platinum, with Scalebound, if there was an opportunity for them to acquire Platinum Games for a decent price, it's a Japanese developer, gets you another foot in the door in Japan. I would be thinking this may be something Phil Spencer would be interested in looking at, and if they did do this, I don't think it would be a bad thing. Now, what else is interesting, back in 2020, Platinum commented on the potential of Microsoft acquiring Platinum, and this is what he had to say. I did read some of those rumors about Xbox wanting to purchase Platinum Games, and I thought people on the internet write the craziest stuff because that conversation has not come to our doorstep at all. That said, we're not Microsoft, so we don't know what happens behind their doors. We don't know if they had any thoughts about it. Possibly we've not had any talks like that, but I think even if it was a possibility, we're now going to more independent self-publishing. It's not that we're disheartened in Microsoft, but if the relationship were to be us working under their direction, I feel like that would be the opposite of what we're trying to do now and limit our possibilities. Any opportunities that will limit our freedom, I think we would be against. Now, that's a completely different tune. And again, this was back in 2020. They say there that they're trying to go into more self-independent publishing. And it's funny how the tune has completely changed here, where they're open to it as long as they keep creative freedom, while saying that, seeing what Microsoft is doing with their acquisitions and allowing their studios to keep their creative freedom. And I think the main reason they're saying this now is because they're seeing the prices of how much these developers are going for, and they want to cash in and letting people know, hey, we're open, you give us a good deal, we'll be acquired. Okay, jumping over here, CrossFireX. Now, this is a game I pre-ordered, I haven't played yet, and I've been playing Dark Souls. That's the main reason I'm trying to get through that game, done it before Elden Ring comes out, because I'm really excited for that. But I do want to eventually get into the single player game modes for CrossFireX, and hey, check out the multiplayer just a little bit. But there have been a lot of issues. Some people are saying this is one of the worst games released this year, one of the worst launches, and the CrossFireX dev has also issued a personal apology for this, saying, "It's clear that we have inadvertently disappointed many of our players and fans that have stuck with us for a long time. You mean everything to us, and I felt that you deserved more than just a simple patch note, which is why I wanted to take this opportunity to personally apologize for the current state of the game. There will always be bugs and various issues when it comes to video games, but we felt that CrossFireX's current issues had to do more with the core fundamentals of the game, and that it felt like we've betrayed the trust of our players. There is simply no excuse for this, which is why I wanted to make a personal apology and explain exactly what the issues are and how we plan to overcome them." Now, from what I understand, these problems that are going on with the game, I think, are exclusive to the multiplayer game mode of it. If you've played CrossFireX, let me know what's going on and what your experience is so far with the game. But they have picked out 3 key improvements that are currently in the works, and they say here for CrossFireX's multiplayer, and those are controller sensitivity issues expected to be fixed in February, balance improvements for the Boogeyman, again a February fix, and an ADS issue with the Car 4 fixed in the next expedited patch. So I'm guessing these issues are really affecting the gameplay in multiplayer, making the game unenjoyable for a lot of people. And for a game that you're putting out there on console that is free to play and people can jump into through Xbox Game Pass as well with the single player campaign, if there are big issues, you don't want those there at launch. You want people to have a good experience, talk about the game that's out on the service, and then spread it around to their friends so more people are jumping in and playing. And this isn't a great start, so it'll be interesting to see what happens, how they release these patches, and what they can do to kind of try to get people back into the game, letting them know that the issues have been solved. But I do still really want to check out that single player campaign, and I will get to it, but let me know if you've checked it out and what your thoughts are on it. And then finally, we have some news here from Capcom, who put this out yesterday, and it was just a tease for a countdown, and it says 6 days, 24 hours, and now it'll be different when I click on here, 6 days and 5 hours, just leading up to something. And there's a lot of speculation what this could mean. We go through the comments, people are saying Resident Evil 4 remake. A lot of people think this is going to be a new Street Fighter because it is the end of the Capcom Cup 8. when this announcement is coming, so they're thinking they're going to coincide a brand new Street Fighter game with the end of that tournament or that Capcom Cup. So I hope if it is Street Fighter, it's coming out on Xbox. It's not another PlayStation exclusive, because it would be a shame if it's another console exclusive. We still never received Street Fighter 5 other than on the PlayStation 4, and it'd be cool to bring that out with the other fighters out there. If people enjoy fighting games such as King of Fighters 15, that is just around the corner. If it's Resident Evil 4 remake, that's really cool. I mean, there's been no issues on having those across all the different platforms. And then there's other things in here people are looking for and hoping, such as Breath of Fire on Steam and Switch. People want to see a Lost Planet comeback, which I think would be pretty cool. Those are pretty neat games back on the 360. Dead Rising, hey, I love to get another Dead Rising game in there. That was always a game that came out virtually with every Xbox console, so it's sad that we haven't seen one yet for the Series X and S. And then there's all these rumors going around. There was like a ridiculous rumor that I saw that somebody was trying to put out there, showing that they broke into the code and they're going to be announcing that Microsoft acquired Capcom or something like that, which I don't think is true at all. I personally believe this is going to be the announcement for the next Street Fighter game, which is very exciting. I love Street Fighter. I've played tons of the Street Fighter games. I'm trying to think which ones I haven't played, but I've played pretty much all of them, at least dabbled into them here and there. So it'd be cool to see just a brand new Street Fighter 6 come out, and hoping that it isn't some sort of weird console exclusive and that it comes out on everything, and then you have that cross play and just a huge community with the next Street Fighter game. That's it for me, guys. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Platinum, CD Projekt Red next generation release? What do you think Capcom is going to announce? And give me your thoughts on CrossFireX, because I've seen a ton of negativity, but I want to know if there's any other opinions out there on it. Like if you've played the single player campaign in particular, what are your thoughts on that? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. You're new here, you like what you saw, consider hitting that subscribe button. Help this channel grow. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.